So the whole thing built toward the demo. The 68 demo was the catalyzing force. Quite honestly, Doug was very difficult to work with during this period of time. Primarily because he wanted more than anybody could ever do. And he wanted all kinds of things implemented where there was no chance that we were going to make it. But we got through it. We got up to the demo. I remember being so afraid that this thing was going to crash. One of the interesting stories, a couple of them. He wanted more and more features right up to the time of the demo. And I remember freezing the code like a month before the demo. And I refused, password protected, and refused to allow anybody to change files or add features. And Doug was all mad at me, and it was tense times. Anyway, we got through it. There is an interesting story. Another thing that I did was I worked with Peter Deutsch at Berkeley, and we built in an extremely fast recovery system so that if the program crashed, it would actually analyze the data files on the drum, fix errors, and come back up and do it at an amazing speed. And if you take the 68 film and you go through it one frame at a time, you can find one frame in that film where it shows that the application crashed during Doug's demo.
We'll do that.
So it was down for a 24th of a second, and it came back.
And these guys are writing over Linux and all these things these days with Unix and Solaris.
How did the demo
you do
go?
that?
How did we
How did you do that?
build it in?
Yeah.
Oh, this was mostly Peter Deutsch's ideas of ways of structuring the data files and whatnot so that you could do extremely fast consistency checks and then come back. And if the machine was overloaded with users, this would take a few seconds. But during the demo, Doug was the only user. So it just happened so fast that there's only one frame.
How did the demo go?
How did the demo go?
That day, do you remember?
I remember it, well, I was in Menlo Park. I wasn't up there. I think, well, we had a system crash. I think we had some phone line problems, but by and large, for us participating in it, it just went smoothly. It was like, it just all worked. We didn't see it as, Alan Kay talks about it now as this religious experience and things like that. And for us, it was just like, wow, we made it through. Everything was okay. Nothing crashed terribly.
What was the party like afterwards?
I don't even remember. I do have another interesting story about the whole graduate school thing. So we got through all this and was really cooking, and I had to find a thesis topic at Stanford. And I went around and I really had to focus in now on a thesis topic. And I went around to the various people in the department at Stanford. And I couldn't get any of them interested in letting me turn the work I'd done for Doug into a PhD at Stanford, because it was too systems oriented and it wasn't theoretical enough. And computers were really for numerical analysis and computing, and this augmentation ideas and bootstrapping stuff and metacompilers and whatnot weren't real computer science. So I had to transfer to AI and do a weird theoretical omega order logic theorem proving thesis to get out of Stanford, which I've always looked back on as sort of a comment about how much vision some of the academic world has had.